bloom. The time by Sagicor Bank is 7 o'clock.
Tonight on CVM News at 7, chaos in Thompson Town as funeral band's truck overturns. We need help. Principal Association calls for help to deal with school violence. And police seek person of interest in killing of American tourist. All these and more right after these. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7 for Monday, May 11, 2026. I'm Nika Lewis. Thanks for joining us. Police in Manchester have released the names of the two men killed during an alleged shootout with lawmen in Mandeville Friday night. They have been identified as 19-year-old Dave Raymond, otherwise called Little D, a resident of Manningfield District in Manchester, and 18-year-old Dante Edward Carter of Hanbury District in Manchester and Brighton District in St. Elizabeth. Investigations continue. Now in St. James, police are searching for a person of interest in connection with the death of an American woman who died at hospital last month. The man, identified as Jamaican national Dane Watson, is being urged to surrender to the Freeport police. Sources say a post-mortem examination has added a new twist to the case.
Norwood resident Dane Watson is now a person of interest being sought in relation to this developing story. Police were called in to investigate after American citizen Melissa Samnoth died at the Cornwall Regional Hospital on April 29. A few things remained unclear, to include why Samnoth was in Jamaica or what led to her demise. Things that soon became apparent as the investigations unfolded. Among them, details from the post-mortem examination only days ago on May 6 to indicate that Samnoth died of multiple blunt force trauma to the head. Police investigation found that on the afternoon the American died, she was dropped off at the hospital's accident and emergency room. Further probes led the authorities to Dane Watson, the person of interest with whom locals say the victim was recently married. Lawmen soon tracked him to a house on Norwegian Avenue in Ocean Ridge, Norwood. The same location, it was confirmed that the woman was picked up by a vehicle and taken to hospital. It's understood it was said she had a seizure. Authorities say the matter remains under investigation and no conclusions have yet been drawn about the circumstances surrounding her death. However, Watson is being urged to report immediately to the Freeport Police Station in St. James or the nearest police station. The public is also being asked to contact the Freeport Police at 876-953-6191. Crime Stop at 311 or the police emergency number at 119 if he's seen or his whereabouts is known.
Addressing domestic violence from a different person's perspective, police in Clarendon were at toll booths at the weekend, not issuing tickets, but offering help for persons dealing with domestic violence. Natasha Williams reports.
As motorists stop at toll booths, police officers from Clarendon, along with the Clarendon Domestic Violence Unit, strategically transformed 3 toll transit points into civic classrooms and convergence zones of awareness. Confronting domestic violence, taking it from the courtrooms and counseling sessions to the streets. Operations Officer for Clarendon, Superintendent Anton Gore Cardoza, says Operation Break the Cycle, the toll booth edition, is aiming to end the silent monster.
We are sensitizing the motorists in a safe way as to how to prevent domestic violence, and not only how to prevent it, but how to identify when domestic violence exists at home and how we can assist them as the police.
Superintendent Cardoza notes that with the number of reports of domestic violence increasing island-wide, police are encouraging more victims to speak out before it's too late.
People come and they are fearful of making these reports, some out of sheer pride, not wanting persons to know that they are abused. They may be concerned about their status, what persons may think. What we are here to say is that let us help you to stop domestic violence before it reaches the stage where persons are physically assaulted or ultimately may be killed as a result of domestic violence.
The operation spanned the Vineyard Toll, Mapin Toll, and the Williamsfield Toll last Saturday. Mr. Cardoza is imploring persons facing any form of domestic abuse to seek help.
There are trained counselors located there to help to guide you through the process. Domestic violence is not right. It is not safe, and it can ultimately lead to death. So we encourage persons to report cases of domestic violence. And remember, domestic violence is not just about physical abuse. There is financial abuse, sexual abuse right there at home as well. So, and there is psychological abuse as well. So identify these cases once they occur and report it to the police.
Natasha Williams, CVM News.
In other news now, the Sugar Company of Jamaica Holdings, SCJ, has responded to a string of allegations made by farmers in Hartlands, St. Catherine recently concerning a May 31 eviction. In an email response, the company's managing director says the May deadline is not a hard one, while assuring that the relocation will be managed fairly and with support for the farmers.
Farmers in Hartlands, St. Catherine have voiced unease that the May 31 deadline does not give them enough time to reap existing crops. But the Sugar Company of Jamaica, SCJ Holdings, says that date is not a hard cutoff. Instead, the company's management says it marks the start of possession of alternative agricultural plots that have already been prepared and allocated. Meanwhile, some farmers had insisted that unless they were being treated fairly, they'd not leave the lands peacefully. Others had asked the company to consider adding another few more months, possibly until December, for them to reap their crops at varying stages. The company says farmers with crops not yet ready for harvest will be accommodated on a case-by-case basis, with reasonable extensions granted where needed. The SCJ says farmers have been advised not to plant new crops on lands designated for the correctional facility, but the company insists arrangements are being made to ensure existing crops can be harvested without undue hardship. Responding to reports that a manager threatened to burn crops using drones if farmers missed the deadline, SCJ Holdings says it has no record of such a statement being made at the April 10 meeting. The company emphasizes it does not condone threats, intimidation, or disrespectful conduct, and any credible complaint will be formally reviewed. SCJ Holdings points to significant investment in the earmarked relocation lands of over 90 million Jamaican dollars since 2022 to prepare 125 acres. And although farmers lament that there is no preparation for them where storm drains and irrigation is concerned, the company counters, saying investment including drainage improvements and farm road upgrades have been made. It adds that partnerships with the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, and the National Irrigation Commission are also providing support, with irrigation infrastructure valued at approximately $85 million. Negotiations with farmers have been ongoing since 2022, with SCJ noting that plot allocations have been increased, special lease arrangements introduced, and infrastructure upgraded in response to concerns. The company says its focus now is on implementation and ensuring a fair, orderly transition. SCJ Holdings maintains that while challenges remain, it is committed to transparency, continued dialogue, and protecting the interests of farmers as this nationally significant project moves forward.
Meantime, scores of Jamaicans were today impacted by persistent banking and transactional issues spanning what one fast food chain employee told CVM News several hours. While the worker was unable to say the exact cause of the disruption, she notes it affected customers from nearly every banking institution. When CVM News contacted the head of the Bankers Association on Monday, all calls went unanswered. Efforts to get a comment from other executives on the association proved futile up to news time. We'll, however, continue to monitor this story. The Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, is urging students across the region to use artificial intelligence responsibly as concerns grow over the use of AI in school-based assessments, SBAs. Director of Operations at CXC, Dr. Nicole Manning, says the regional exam body supports the use of AI as a learning tool, but is warning students not to submit AI-generated content as their own work.
AI is useful to help you understand a concept, to explain a difficult term, to give you an example, or to help you brainstorm. We are not against this at CXC, but submitting work that was generated by AI in whole or in significant part as though it is your own original effort amounts to academic dishonesty. And you definitely don't need that associated with your name.
Dr. Manning also responded to concerns raised by students and teachers about the reliability of AI detection software, saying the technology is not infallible and will not be used as the sole basis for determining academic misconduct.
Let's be clear. CXC does not and will not rely solely on AI detection software to make determinations about your work. Your teachers know you. Over the many months and semesters under their tutelage, they will have observed and assessed your thinking, analytical skills, ways of communication, and other skills unique to each of you. They have seen your drafts, your revisions, received your questions, and guided you accordingly.
Concern is growing internationally over hantavirus following reports of cases linked to a cruise ship. Several countries have intensified surveillance. Medical researcher and UWI lecturer Dr. Tiffany Butterfield says while the virus can cause a severe illness, the strain currently under watch is not as easily transmitted between humans as COVID-19. She says health authorities are continuing to monitor the situation closely, particularly because of the prolonged close contact among passengers on the ship.
It is the only strain that has shown very limited human-to-human transmission. But what is unique and important to understand is that this human-to-human transmission is for prolonged close contact. We can speak of COVID, but we also know flu and we also know measles. These have very high transmissibility, while for the hantavirus it really has very low transmissibility.
We take a break. Stay with us.
Already have a T-Tag for your vehicle? Just top it up and go through. Download the My T-Tag app, available on Google Play Store or the App Store, and add funds to your T-Tag from anywhere you're there. Also, keep checking the LED screens at our toll plazas for periodic promo codes, which will give you bonus T-Tag credit when you enter it in the My T-Tag app. Top up your T-Tag and continue to go through quicker and cheaper on Transjam highways.
There's nothing like a Jamaican greeting.
Hello.
Blessings.
Yo, man them.
Father Mold, Wagwan. Celebrating 25 years of connection. Every call, every click, every message, and every shared moment. Digicel, powered by you, connected by us.
Three giants of the Premier League. Reigning champions Manchester City. Brilliant. Title challengers Arsenal. And perennial giants Chelsea. Your favorite Premier League teams right here on CVM TV. Missed an Arsenal match? Watch the rebroadcast on Arsenal TV. More of a Manchester City fan? No problem. Don't miss a beat with City TV. Supporter of Chelsea? Catch all things from the Blues on Chelsea TV. See it happen right here on CVM TV every Monday at 8 p.m.
Thanks so much for staying with us. With just hours to go before polls open in the Bahamas, concern is being raised over immigration and the integrity of Tuesday's election process. In response, the Parliamentary Registration Department says safeguards are in place and the system remains secure. Our reporter Amoy Harriet is on the ground in Nassau.
So I'm here in the constituency of Elizabeth Estates, one of the most highly contested seats in tomorrow's election. And I'm outside one of the many polling stations erected across Nassau, Bahamas. And as you can see, there are workers from both the FNM and the PLP here doing some last-minute preparations, because in just a few hours, the polls will be open to Bahamians to come in and cast their votes for the party which will form the next government.
Now, one of the biggest and most sensitive political issues in the 2026 election is the matter of immigration, particularly from Haiti. Now, the population in Bahamas is just over 400,000, including nearly 300,000 in Nassau alone. Estimates suggest between 30,000 and 60,000 Haitian nationals are living in the Bahamas, with some reports putting the figure as high as 80,000, making them the largest ethnic minority in the country. The government says it has stepped up border security and deportation efforts, but the opposition argues the measures are not enough, and locals share the same view.
We have too much illegal immigrants in the country, whereby if I have a child, I don't have enough resources for my child to make it. So you got a limit on the illegal immigrants, the minimum wage, is all the stuff the government got to work on.
I'm of Haitian descent, but I'm born here in the Bahamas. I mean, I understand. I mean, they're my people or whatever, but I mean, it's already a huge population over here or whatever. But I mean, I understand that they're looking for better or whatever.
It has been 5 years since Bahamians was living like second rate in their own country, and we are sick and fed up and tired of it.
Meanwhile, others share a different view.
And the immigrant is not the problem, because everywhere you go in the world, you find immigrants. Anywhere, Jamaican, Chinese, Europeans, they all over the world, and they are not the problem. The problem in our country is our own people. They keep on fighting on one another. That's the problem. They need to come together as one, and they could create a better Bahamas for themselves.
The Bahamas is also home to many other Caribbean nationals, including hundreds of Jamaicans who have made a life here over the years. Our news team spoke with one Jamaican man who says he's been living in the Bahamas for several years and has been following the election campaign closely.
Yes, I like it here. I've been here for more than 50 years. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's quiet. The difference, you can find a job here, and the crime rate is low. It's not as bad as Jamaica. For the election, Brave Davis.
That party is a PLP?
PLP, yeah.
Why do you think he's going to win?
Well, because he's good. He's a good man. He's doing a lot.
Now, this conversation comes amid heightened concerns about the integrity of the voters' registry, following allegations that people with fraudulent passports may have been added to the roll. Jeffrey McPhee is election consultant in the Parliamentary Registry Department.
So, fraudulent passports is not really the concern of the Parliamentary Registration Departments, though we do our best and we do a very good job of identifying passports that are fraudulent, even the newer ones. There are some tales. We've been trained, and when we do find them, basically we report that back to the department of the government that's responsible for it. Obviously, if somebody presents a document here, it becomes a police case right away, but we don't deal with that here. That person simply, as far as we are concerned, we will not proceed with registering them.
Amoy Howard, CVM News.
Back home now, the Klansman gang trial continued today in the Home Circuit Court, where a police sergeant detailed his role in the discovery of a body in St. Catherine in August 2022. This in the ongoing trial of alleged leader Tesha Miller and 24 co-accused. Carla Ramdeen was in court.
Even when must sick, must still go work. A police sergeant told the court on the cross-examination as he rejected suggestions from the defense that he was not on duty on August 11, 2022, the day he discovered a body along Lake Spen Main Road in St. Catherine. The witness insisted he was, quote, in good healthy condition with my eyes wide open when he responded to a call from a constable and went to the location. The witness testified that upon arriving, he observed the body of a man lying face down on the left side of the roadway in an area commonly used as a dumping site. The sergeant testified that the feet were tied with a white merino while a blue cloth covered the head. The witness told the court that the deceased was dressed in light blue jeans pants and green underpants, no shirt. He testified that he observed 4 spent casings beside the body, along with what appeared to be blood on the back. The witness said the man appeared dead. He further testified that he contacted his supervisor and secured the scene by parking the service vehicle to shield the body from onlookers, while traffic was reduced to a single lane. He said he remained there until officers from the Greater Portmore Police arrived. The witness said he later pointed out the body and the spent casings to the corporal and 3 other members of the JCF before returning to traffic management duties. On the cross-examination, the witness told the court he never saw the face of the deceased because, quote, his face was covered with a blue piece of cloth pointing down. Defense counsel Paul Gentles asked the witness if he saw the body after that day. He replied, "Me never see the body after that, Mr. Gentles, none at all." The evidence relates to counts 28 and 29, robbery with aggravation, and the murder of Zamari McKay. The men charged under these counts are the accused Carlos Williams, Jermaine Clark, and Owen Billings. The alleged Klansman leader Tesha Miller and 24 co-accused are indicted on the 32 counts under the Criminal Justice Suppressions of Criminal Organization Act, also known as the Anti-Gang Legislation. The trial continues on Tuesday at the Supreme Court in downtown Kingston. Carla Ramdeen, CVM News.
Now, a truck carrying the musical band at a funeral in Thompson Town, Clarendon, overturned on Monday, leaving several people seriously injured. The truck fell from Victoria Road to the bottom of Smithville Road. Councillor for the Thompson Town Division, Colin Henry, is warning motorists to take the necessary precaution while traversing the area.
Narrow, and the truth is, while having motorcade as well, we need to stem from, try our best from, not having this sort of motorcade where you have several persons hanging over the truck and so forth, because today was a very sad day, given the fact that there's a number of persons would have, got hurt on it, and I believe that some of it could have avoided if persons were traveling in a maybe a car or so, and not having to go on the truck itself that carrying the bands, other than persons who are actively playing music and so forth.
Top government and opposition officials joined members of the Seventh-day Adventist community in Manchester on Monday for the installation of a new church leadership. As Kevin Black reports, the occasion quickly evolved into a broader discussion on national unity, community transformation, and the role of faith in shaping Jamaica's future.
The installation of new leaders for the Jamaica Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists brought together top state and political leaders on Saturday with calls for stronger faith-based leadership, unity and national development. Governor General Sir Patrick Allen says Christian leadership must remain grounded in scripture and reflect service, character and commitment to others.
Whether in ministry, in public service, in education, in business, in community life, we all share a sacred responsibility to contribute to the fulfillment of the Great Commission. Go into all the world and bring Jesus to everyone. I appeal to everyone, make ourselves available to be used to carry God's mission. God's mission includes serving people wherever they are and people who are in need.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, says the government continues to value the role of the church in community transformation and national security efforts.
True leadership does not only celebrate the strong, but true leadership searches for the lost. The leadership goes after the forgotten. Leadership refuses to give up on anyone. As government, that's the approach we are taking. For every young distinct drifting towards crime, we must go after him with opportunity before gangs reach him fast. For every family living in fear, we must restore safety and hope. For every community affected by violence, we must help rebuild peace, dignity and purpose.
Meanwhile, opposition leader and the PNP president, Mark Golding, praised the Seventh-day Adventist Church for its strong community impact and role in upholding discipline and social standards across Jamaica.
The Seventh-day Adventist Church really sets a standard within the Jamaican society. And you know, we are a society that is plagued by indiscipline, by standards which are lower than we should expect of ourselves. And that is why institutions that ensure that standards of discipline, of decorum, all grounded, of course, in the faith and the pursuit of the mission that we've heard about this afternoon.
Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
U.S. President Donald Trump has nominated former Arizona gubernatorial candidate and media personality Kari Lake to serve as the next United States ambassador to Jamaica. The nomination signals Trump's continued confidence in Lake, one of his most outspoken political allies and supporters. Lake, a former television news anchor, rose to national prominence during her run for governor of Arizona and has remained a strong voice within Trump's political movement. We take a break. Stay with us.
Finally said yes to onion rings. Now it's your turn to say yes to the onion ring zinger from KFC. KFC, it's finger licking good.
I'm me, the stylist, no scammer, no style me.
From the market to the farm to the office, money talk is everywhere. But are you making sense or nonsense? The Bank of Jamaica brings you common sense with BOJ. Real stories, real laughs, and real lessons to help you protect, grow, and manage your money. Mattress savings.
At least my mattress. No charge me to sleep on it.
Partner plan.
Remember last year we needed our payouts early? But Miss Pam gave it to her cousin first.
Or a sketchy loan flyer.
Electrifying deals.
See why making the right financial choices is pure common sense. Brought to you by Bank of Jamaica, empowering everyday Jamaicans one episode at a time.
Grandpa, it's 2026. You can't keep hiding all your money in every single pocket forever.
Tune in to Lead Story. Weekdays at 6 p.m. Hosted by Jody Ann Quarry.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes.
Say yes to the new onion ring zinger from KFC. The time by KFC is 7.
Thanks so much for staying with us. What started as a home-based food operation for Peter Gay Dickinson has now grown into a business serving customers with seafood, pastries and family-style meals. Our reporter Kevin Black has her story in tonight's installment of Small Biz, Big Dreams.
Tonight on Small Biz, Big Dreams, we meet Peter Gay, whose pastry business will make you have a sweeter day. This is Small Biz, Big Dreams.
For the past 6 years, Peter Gay Dickinson has been operating her food business, Love Live Families, seafood, pastries, and more. Starting in 2020 from her home kitchen, Dickinson says she built the business through hard work, dedication, and a love for cooking.
I lost my husband back in 2021. So in order for me to heal, I started watching YouTube videos of cakes, and then I just launched off doing it. I didn't went to any school or anything, and that's how I healed from my pain.
What started as a small home-based operation has now grown into a business offering seafood, pastries, and a variety of meals to customers looking for home-style flavors. Dickinson says family support and consistency have been key to keeping the business going.
I offer slushy, pastries, customized t-shirts, engraving, wedding bouquets, wedding cakes, everything. So we're gonna put on our gummy bears. Let me use a different one. Yeah, let me use this. Right, you know the kids, them love the gummy bear. Them love the gummy bear, but. And let me get the worm. Them always want worm. And everybody favorites, the coconut flakes. So the coconut flakes are the best. Let me just top a little Oreo for the goodies. Yes, I think this one is fine because you know we don't want to put a lot of excitement on the top, so we're gonna just work with this.
As her business continues to grow, Dickinson is encouraging other aspiring entrepreneurs to trust the process, stay focused, and believe in their dreams.
God first. Put God first in everything you do, and He will lead you in the right path. So you can find me on TikTok, Peter Gay Dickinson, and you can also find me at Love Life Family Seafood on Instagram. Or you can contact me 876-381-9948.
Next week, we meet another business, so you don't want to miss this.
But until then, for Small Biz, Big Dreams, I'm Kevin Black.
It's now time for regional and international news with Akeem Aret.
We begin with news in the region. In Trinidad, the newly opened National Prosthetic Center in Pennell has already begun providing services fitting to patients and already outlining plans to train local technicians. We hear more from TTT Live.
Two of Trinidad and Tobago's amputees, Joshua Cloud and Lisa Alexis Cadet, are among the first to benefit from services at the new National Prosthetic Center. Mr. Cloud, who lost his leg in 2017 due to a tumor, says his new mobility is already opening doors to renewed independence and achievement.
So teaching is not just the only area, like in that area that I want to do. I'm also a steel pan player and arranger, you know, so it's something also that I really want to continue doing, playing the steel pan, you know, arranging music for steel orchestras, you know, and really developing myself even in that area as well.
Miss Alexis Cadet, who lost her leg as a result of diabetes, expressed gratitude at regaining greater mobility.
In other news, the Dominican Republic is intensifying deportations. It is sending thousands of migrants back across the border into Haiti. Al Jazeera reports.
Many of these people fled gang violence in Port-au-Prince and other parts of Haiti. But now busloads of men, women and children are being dropped at the border as the Dominican Republic intensifies deportations. Lovely Jeanne is among them with her 3 children. She has been living in the Dominican Republic for 4 years.
I went to the Dominican Republic to escape the violence. Gangs control everything. Immigration came into my house and deported me with only the clothes on my back.
Further afield, one person in France has tested positive for hantavirus. This comes after 5 people from the cruise ship were repatriated on Sunday after the vessel docked in a Spanish port. France 24 tells us more.
Ambulances carrying French passengers repatriated from Tenerife arrive at this Paris hospital Sunday. According to the country's health minister, a woman who showed symptoms during the repatriation flight has tested positive for hantavirus.
This person was on the cruise ship, returned yesterday, took a turn for the worse, and has tested positive for the hantavirus. So this is a patient with the hantavirus who is being treated at a hospital specializing in infectious diseases, where the rooms are equipped with advanced technology designed to provide a high level of protection and, of course, prevent the virus from spreading.
And that's it for regional and international news. I'm Akeem Art.
It's time for social media with Michael Paul.
So, what's trending online today? Fresh off being named the Football Writers Association Women's Footballer of the Year, Khadija Banisha delivered another unforgettable performance as Manchester City Women FC stormed back from 2-0 down to defeat Chelsea FC Women 3-2 and secure a place in the Women's FA Cup final. After Mary Fowler sparked the comeback with an 86-minute goal, Shaw equalized dramatically in stoppage time before firing home the extra time winner to complete a sensational turnaround. City will now face West Ham United Women in the final as Shaw continues her incredible season. Let's hear your reactions. At the Kemore comments, at this point, she's the best striker out of JA. At dimpled_child says, Uni can just add her to the Reggae Boys team, Uni sure for 2 goals. At Cami2Sexy comments, just change her name to Kadeem and put her as the striker for the Reggae Boys team. At Dento_born leader says, but yet they don't want to extend her contract. Shit, man. At Just Being Nessa 96 comments, I'll pay my money to watch the women play any day. That's a fact. And that's what's trending online today. Continue to share your thoughts with us on X at CVM TV and CVM_television on Instagram and Facebook. I'm Michael Paul.
Sports is next with Jordan Fort. Stay with us.